Okay, so now this story is very, very interesting. When I seen the Roger Jackson incident, was I'm saying everybody probably seen it, and some people got mixed feelings on it. Some people think that Psycho uh did have a part to play in it. Some people think that Roger just lost it and he went overboard. So it's a tale of two thoughts within this incident. And I give it both sides. Like Roger was definitely wrong for spazzing like that and just losing control, but also the antagonist, antagonizing him was definitely on Psycho side as well. Also, I think the where they was at, the building of facility was poorly ran. I think that has a part to do with it as well. And it's two things that I want to get to in this video. This is new. I haven't seen this. This is basically Rampage Jackson. On getting death threats and all types of stuff, going on with his son and him right now. His son has been banned off Kick. Also, a wrestling legend in Mark Henry. We're gonna get to his words as well. He's kind of like how I thought about it, or like my first initial reaction when I seen it. So let's hop into it and see what's popping. Oh, that's his little huzz right there. Y'all ain't peeped that off the Bucksies? That's his little huzz right there. Y'all ain't even peep. Y'all ain't even peep. He probably got her number on the plane on the when at baggage claim. He bagged her at baggage claim. See, when you be trying to bag something at baggage claim, you gotta be careful because you don't be knowing who be who and like who be with who. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might, walked off and came back. You don't be knowing this shit, but watch it. You gotta watch it.
How you doing?
Hold on before nah. You guys to peep that. Watch it. You see how she just tapped him in the back like that? That's his husband. That's his little shorty. He bagged her at baggage claim. I'm telling you, he bagged her at baggage claim for sure. That just don't happen on a whim, bruh. This just doesn't happen on a whim.
How you doing, Mr. Jackson? Anything to say about? And first of all, really sorry. We're really sorry about the whole situation.
You know that. I wish I could.
Yeah. I just wanted to see if there was any updates.
I love what TMZ do. Not like this part of it, but like the journalism of it. But like, this is one thing I probably couldn't do. Like, even if I was to work for TMZ, or if I ever, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like just walking up to, people, like that, walking up to people with a phone or with a camera in their face, and just like, hey, what about da-da-da-da-da? Like that shit is so weird, bro. It is, but you gotta get the story. I understand it, but that shit is so weird, bro. Like, you don't be knowing what people be on, bro, and they going through some serious shit right now.
A lot of racist people give me death threats and stuff like that. Like, I'm a puppet master. Calling me a bad father. It's uncalled for.
That's uncalled for. None of.
Yeah, like I said, bro. I don't think he's a bad father. I just think that, and they got, like, him and his son have a really, really good relationship. Like I said, I seen the clips on Facebook. I seen the clips. So I didn't even know they were streamers. So I didn't even know they was on the Kick side. But I will say this though, this is something that's very, very true, and that you can't be so powerful on, and you have to open your eyes to. Your son had internal issues with either his self-esteem or how he felt pertaining to the outside world and you. If you go back to the video and look at when he lashed out and what he said, I'm getting tired of my father calling me a bitch. I'm getting tired of people thinking I'm a bitch. Those are shit that is shit that he think about that was on his mind. That doesn't mean that you're not a good father though. That's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just something that you didn't know of. That's something that probably nobody would have never known of unless this happened.
This is your fault. You made your explanation.
Anything I say gets twisted anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead and turn to it.
I hear, hey, prayers are with you and your family, man. Seriously. No, seriously. Everybody exercise compassion here. Take care, Mr. Jackson.
Now, in this video right here, we're going to hear how Mark Henry describes, the different levels of pro wrestling. The amateurs, the you know what I'm saying, the intermediate, then it's the WWE, WWF, SmackDowns, and you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, bro. But like I said in my video when I reacted to the Roger Jackson situation, I felt like he shouldn't have been there for the simple fact that if you just look at your surroundings and you look at the facility and where you're at, this is like some janky ass shit. This is like some rundown, low down ass wrestling, whatever they didn't put together, bro. This is not no league. This is not no, you know what I'm saying, school. This is not none of that. And like I said in the video, like wrestling has came a long way. So there is steps and boundaries for you to get to the WWE. You feel what I'm saying? To get to that pinnacle of wrestling. But I felt like it was just some, the facility he was at was just some bullshit.
Well, I mean, I say that's what happens when people are not experienced to our business. And you have to be fully educated. You got to be fully trained. And people think that that's something that's not prevalent. But like when I came into wrestling in 95, 96, I had a lot of the same issues. I didn't like the ribbing. I didn't like the joking. And anybody that...
Basically the hazing. But, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said they didn't have backstage. But if you was to go to a WWE wrestling event and you want to go backstage with the wrestlers and you want to go, you know what I'm saying, mingle and do whatever, they have backstage passes with anything, a concert, anything, a comedy show, anything, bruh. You have to have backstage tickets, anything to let them know that you're not, you know what I'm saying, anybody that's working back there, anybody that's with the team. You gotta be, they have to identify you as a other.
Talked to me that I didn't think was worthy of having that kind of aggressive conversation, they got that work. And, you know, I don't know the full story, but I do know what I saw. And it looked like he wasn't smart to what was going on. And the dude that was messing with him bit off more than he can chew.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you got to be careful, one, who you mess with, and two, like, you know, what kind of example are you as a veteran for inciting a ride with a kid? You know, and I mean, he's not 12 or nothing, but he's still significantly younger. And, you know, you want to make sure that everybody knows what we're doing. Now that there's shows out there, you know, like Unreal, where people see how educated and well taught and experienced you have to be at the highest levels of pro wrestling.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's when you look at just the environment, you got shit on the grill. They out there smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, like that's just not, even if it was a skit, all that, you got another group of wrestlers in a circle just talking or whatever, which is, all that is fine. That's stuff that happens in the locker room. But like, to be like, it looked like they was at a cookout. This looked like a cookout situation. It doesn't look like a pro wrestling facility or whatever this is.
You see why it's important to have that training like they do at NXT, because you don't ever want a situation where somebody brand new out the box is put in that kind of situation.
How hard is it?
And he wasn't, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing, is that a lot of people is glossing over. Like, he was just there to support his friend. He wasn't a wrestler. He's not in the business. He's a UFC fighter. He might even be a UFC fighter. He just, you know, he trains. But like, at some point, do we not look at him throwing the beer can over his head as, where is this coming from? Like, what? Like, do you know where it's coming from? The camera, him knowing that he's Rampage Jackson's son and that he's on Kick. That's why I said they've had to have a conversation before he got there. Because during that whole altercation, they was like, his father might come down here. You know what I'm saying? Like Rampage might, like they're trying to get more eyeballs on what they're doing over there. That's how, like that's what that's some of it of what I got.
Coming in, as an outsider, so to say, that doesn't have experience, to come in there and expect to know, to properly know what was going on then.
It's very hard to not know what your role is. And the best of it is there was no developmental system when I came in, so I was a lot like him. But the system today, why you don't hear that very much, is people go to wrestling schools, and the first thing they get taught is go in there and be quiet, don't say nothing unless somebody says something to you, and respect the people that's older than you and that's been in the system longer than you. And whether or not he got that conversation from somebody, I don't know. But also the hazing days, the corny bullshit days are over with. Every one of these journeyman guys that get drunk before the show and sit around and talk crap to all the younger kids and tell them how the old days were, that's over with. Because the guys that's coming in are former MMA guys or college students like my son.
They're athletes. If you look at some of these wrestlers now, even though I don't pay too much attention to wrestling like I used to, you know what I'm saying? They're athletes. They're more on the athletic side than they are entertaining, but they're more on the athletic side of things. You feel what I'm saying? Like he was on some bullying, I'm trying to get some of this clout type shit, in my opinion. And it almost cost him, you know what I'm saying, his life. Thank God it didn't. But at the same time, it's like he had a part to play in it. Was Raja wrong? Yes. But he had a part to play in it. Don't just give the excuse of, oh, he was in character. No. You're backstage and you're doing it to a guy you've never seen before. So how do you even know that he's a part of the business? You never did. You didn't even do. You just came back there on some bullshit.
People that's in entertainment and have other walks of life, and you can't act like corny bullshit to these guys and girls.
How bad a look is this for the sport? Just everybody seeing this, and I believe the school is a WWE ID program.
It's not a bad look. It's not.
There's no way.
That's not the ID.
It's no way that's a WWE ID school, bro. It's no way.
Just everybody seeing this, and I believe the school is a WWE ID program.
It's not a bad look. It's not that's not the ID program. First of all.
Thank you.
The ID program is.
I was about to say, bro. I ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way that's the ID. There ain't no way. All this money, all the money that the WWE has generated for so long, bro. From when it first came, so when it first came around. You feel me? Like, no way.
So well polished and so well tempered that you would never have that problem in their system. Secondly, it's not a bad look for pro wrestling. It's a bad look for the company that he performed at, and it's a bad look for him, and it's a worse look for the guy that got beat up, because now we know you can't fight. And back in the,
I will say, the only thing I'll push back on with that statement is, like, I truly think that he was, like, during that time when he was wrestling, I don't think he knew that he was just gonna just start wailing on him. I think that he thought that he was going to get slammed and he was going to go back out of the ring. I do genuinely think that. So, like, you can't really say he, you know what I'm saying, he can't fight, because he never really got a fair chance. But
old days, if you lost a fight, you lost your job.
Oh, he's talking about the wrestling match, I guess.
So those, maybe those days are over too. But in the modern sense, just to correct you, that doesn't supposed to happen, and it shouldn't ever happen. On both sides, have enough respect for the business. Hey, this dude is acting up. I'm gonna give him a pass today, but you need to get him in order, because if I wanted to take his head off, I could.
And I think he tried to do that. I think he really did. But like I said, that's why I titled my video the chat rage baited him so much that it made, and with the internal issues that he had within himself made him do that, bro. I'm telling you.
And then the older guys that sit around drinking at the building before the game, before the show, you get rid of every one of those guys that's like that. The journeyman drug addicts, alcoholics, wannabe tough guys, get rid of them. They don't fit the mold for the business anymore. I would never hire them at All Caribbean. If a guy showed up to my show drunk or was sitting outside in a parking lot drinking before the show, he would never work for me.
In your mind, the incident that happened backstage that set this up, is Syko Stu more to blame for this even happening once they got in the ring?
If indeed what I saw was what I saw, which is people before the show, during the daytime, drinking and intoxicated or partially intoxicated, regardless, and you're bust a bottle over a guy's head, and talk trash like that guy was not going to do nothing, yeah, you're at fault. Because if he'd have put his hands on me, it would have happened in the parking lot right there for the craft. And like I said, if you go to Orlando to NXT, where it's the most polished system in the world for athletes, that people recognize the athletes that go to the performance center, they're told right off the bat, hey, we zero tolerance. If you got a problem with somebody, you.
That's why I said, like, in my reaction video, bro, you gotta pay attention to where you're at. You got to pay attention to where you're at. Like, this, like, that's just like anything, bro. Say you go to a club, you got a hole in the walls, then you got high-end clubs. You feel what I'm saying? You walk into a club, it's a, you know what I'm saying? It's shit that's illegal shit going on, other shit going on, just big wild shit going on in this hole in the wall. Yeah, it might be a little funner, but it's like your risk goes up because it's there's no holds bar. Then when you go to a high end club, so you got security, you got, you know what I'm saying, there is no this and that and that and this, you know what I'm saying. It's a comparison, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, that shit is like a hole in the wall, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to come to the back. I don't even know. Like he said, I don't even know you. Like, shit crazy, bro.
Come to me first and let me handle it. You don't handle it yourself.
Does stuff like this happen?
That's the best way to have it.
Mark, does stuff like this happen more than we know? And this just was so obvious because they were streaming it. Does this happen behind the scenes?
No. It has happened, and it'll probably happen again. But it's such an isolated thing. In the old days, guys used to say, hey, well, let's go take it outside and handle it like men. That philosophy, it happened back then, but not that often. Very rare did you see people come to blows. It happened, like I said, but it was rare. And I think that it'll be a long time before we see something like this, because people are going to see what the fallout looks like.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, was he wrong? Yes. Did he crash out? Yes. Does he have some type of mental issues or self-esteem issue within himself? Yes. But that wrestler has a part to play in that. It's no way it's your first time meeting me and you're in mode. You don't even know me. I can be a fan that's backstage, which he was. It just so happens I'm the son of Rampage Jackson. It just so happens I'm a decent or I'm a big time streamer. You see a camera. A part of me thinks that you knew who he was before he got back there. You knew he wasn't a wrestler. You knew he was Rampage Jackson's son. You knew he was a streamer. You knew this could, you know what I'm saying? You doing that or you doing this, you wanted to go viral, in my opinion, in the wrong way. It's okay to want to go viral, but go viral for the right thing. Not, you know what I'm saying, just hitting the guy over the head with a beer can and he's back there just meeting wrestlers because of his friend. That's crazy to me though.